Welcome in to DC On Screen episode 164. I am your host David C. Robertson, and this is my co-host Jason Goss.
Hey!
Today we are going to get super spoilery on The Flash 219, Back to Normal. To recap, Barry adjusts to life without the Speed Force. Wells searches for Jessie and finds her. Shortly after finding her, Wells is kidnapped by Griffin Grey, who demands that Wells find a cure for his metahuman abilities. Grey has superhuman strength, but when he uses it, he accelerates the aging process. Barry, Joe, and Cisco trick Grey into exerting his powers until he ages and dies as a weak old man. His body then reverts back to his 18-year-old self, which was kind of weird, to fight Zoom and return Barry's powers to him. Wells claims he must build a new particle accelerator. Over on Earth 2, Hunter professes his love for Caitlin. Also kidnapped, Killer Frost turns out. Frost gets Caitlin to help her escape, but then attempts to kill her. Zoom shows up, kills Frost, then warns Caitlin, do not free the man in the Iron Mask. Later, Zoom decides to conquer other Earths in the multiverse, starting with Earth 1. That about does it?
That's about it. That's
about it. Yeah. So, first off, they had Ace Chemicals in the show.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. Every time I see Ace Chemicals, I giddy a little.
Uh-huh. So, for those of you who are not Batman fans, that's the place where Joker became the Joker in some iterations.
Traditionally, I'll say.
Traditionally, yeah, sure.
If such a thing can be said.
So Griffin Grey was way different in the comics.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And there were even articles about, like, well, the Flash just wasted Griffin Grey. Come on, dude. There's like 500 IPs to play with. They can't do everybody. Like, the Griffin Grey you're thinking about was not going to get play anywhere, so.
Well, I'm not sure if it's right to say that they wasted Griffin Grey.
In the sense that wasting means that you were going to use it to begin with. I think they were never going to use it to begin with, so the nod was the most you were ever going to get.
Right. I think I rather think that they thankfully got Griffin Grey out of the way.
There you go. Better put.
Because it's not like he was ever like a truly interesting superhero to begin with.
Or super whatever he is at the time.
Yeah, whatever he happens to be at any given moment. And, I mean, let's face it, guys. He went out the same way. Did he actually die, though, here? Or
he's dead.
Okay,
or
that's
they claimed
what I thought.
Although, whatever his body did in that last second, yeah, if they can figure out what happened then, I think they can pretty much stop death, right?
Right.
Reverse aging entirely. It'll be a planet full of 20-year-olds. Have to lower the drinking age, I suppose.
So for the sake of preserving the show as my favorite DC show, I think I have to I've decided that Jessie is book smart but has no common sense.
That's about right.
She has no brains when it comes to actual real life. Like, she knows things, lots of things. She has 5 degrees, as she so callously points out.
Right.
To everyone who's only got one.
I could see like a young Harry Wells kind of having the same approach to life. Kind of the do-do-do-do-do, I'm so smart I don't have to worry about a thing, do-do-do-do-do.
Right.
I mean, we're seeing Harry Wells after a lot of shit's gone down.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem I'm having with it still is that she's been there for some of that, and I feel like she should have learned more than she does, but...
Yeah.
At least they came to an understanding, and maybe we can get that out of the way.
Maybe. I mean, they have a conversation in this episode where she's like, I would have done anything to save you. I'm like, then why are you freaking out on him?
Why do you not understand? The way she puts it in one scene is, I'm the reason you killed that man, and that's a really heavy burden to bear. Look, I get you. Mm-hmm. I mean, especially stated that way, right?
Sure, stated that way.
But do something. Do something about it. Talk it out, fool.
Oh, man.
They finally do. It's just that in the time we've seen Jessie Quick, this conversation would have been better served episodes ago for me.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But visiting Jessie the way he does, complete with a giant pistol that should have gotten him arrested on sight. People should be running from him in the streets with that thing strapped on.
To be fair, it doesn't look like a gun.
I think that's the only thing that probably got him less attention that he should have gotten, because it is like the woman at the door has the same reaction, like, oh yeah, paintballs down the street. It looks kind of silly, but still, I mean, I think policemen have a habit of asking about devices like that. I don't maybe just avoided them, but maybe. Get a guitar case, dude. Just get a guitar case. Toss it in that. No one will ask any questions. Go all desperado on this shit. But Jesse being involved and Griffin Grey, wasted or not, what you got with the combination was one great car crash visual. That looked fantastic.
Mm-hmm. It looked really good.
As we often say about the Flash's visual effects.
Mm-hmm. So, Killer Frost is still real bad.
Yeah, and I had her being with Caitlin in the same room. All right, so both Panabakers.
Mm-hmm.
Watching them together gives you an even more clear visual of just how way hammy Killer Frost is.
Mm-hmm.
What's
strange is, like, she's playing it so understated as Caitlin that it's like she's actively choosing to be a bad actress when she's playing Killer Frost.
I know, because I know she can do better.
It's so weird.
That's why we keep thinking it really just must be the direction, right?
I guess so.
We've seen these people make good choices, and then they do this other stuff. And honest question, do you think Killer Frost, or do you think Panabaker, while she's doing Killer Frost, is trying to do a Wentworth Miller impression?
Dude, I seriously said, I wrote that down. I wrote Wentworth Miller impersonation on Killer Frost.
So we have an accord. We're in agreement then.
Apparently.
She's doing that drawl thing.
Yeah.
I swear, I thought she was trying to do Captain Cold, yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
You know what's sad? I guarantee you we're not alone.
Oh, I'm sure we're not, yo. So, yeah, I'm down with Zoom killing Frost. That seemed cool. Like, I would, as much as, like, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see Killer Frost. You know what? I'm good without her. I'm sorry. I didn't like what you guys did with her.
I liked her existing, but only in theory now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just keep Caitlin. Just keep Caitlin. Let's just do Caitlin.
Yeah. You know what I like? I like that there are cellular dead zones around people from alternate realities. I like that.
Yeah. And in a sci-fi kind of way, it makes plenty of sense.
Well,
they vibrate differently.
Well, not even a sci-fi way. Like, scientists have said that, if there were alternate realities, someone from an alternate reality would probably not be able to exist here because they would be vibrating at a different frequency. So yeah, I mean, I kind of like that idea being brought into, which is that the first time it's been brought into sci-fi. It's not.
No. And the way I understand it, though, that if someone did for some reason cross over to a different or a parallel reality or a different universe, whichever version you like, there's a variety of factors that would pretty much rip you asunder, like the moment it happened. Just the moment it happened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So who knows? Maybe happening all the time.
We can have people coming over here and, just have them walking around. Just say that they have a different quantum signature.
Yeah.
They vibrating at a different frequency. Yeah, quantum signature. Sounds so sciencey.
Isn't it? I like that.
I don't think it means anything. It sounds good.
Not a damn thing, probably. But
all right, one of my favorite things in this episode. Why is it bad guys always insist on having the creepiest hideouts? Joe. 'Cause they crazy.
There's never any need for like an extended explanation with Joe. Dude cuts right to the point because they're crazy. Okay.
Oh man, I love Joe so much.
Yeah.
So they have Dwarf Star alloy in Barry's suit.
From Felicity, no less.
Yeah, that stuff seems to be in abundance these days.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of made a point to say they didn't have
Yeah, they made a
of
point.
It.
So, and oh man, the little conversation about it's like a piñata. It won't be candy coming out. It'll be your me. Yeah, you.
That was a great exchange, man.
Yeah, Cisco and Barry over the last couple of years have just gotten so damn good at the cutting each other off gag, man.
Yep, it was good. What else is good? Tom Cavanaugh. Tom Cavanaugh's amazing in this episode. His speech where he was telling Jesse how he snapped.
I swore on her grave, no less.
That man could sell me a timeshare. He's so good.
I heard it phrased as sell a hot water bottle to a man going to hell. It's the last version of that I heard. I liked it.
Yeah, well, I mean...
And then you have another line about...
I feel compelled now to tell our listeners, timeshares are bad. Don't do them.
Unless you already own one, in which case, great purchase, dude.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I mean, have fun. Yeah. What?
He has another line in there. It's Harry, you're right. I still haven't paid for what I've done.
Mm-hmm.
There's just you really can. You can give Kavanaugh fucking anything, and he can make it happen. Actually, that's a good point. Let him direct an episode. Let's see what kind of Killer Frost we get if he's calling the shots.
Probably the same kind of Killer Frost, honestly. I mean,
I really
I
did
think
when
it's more of a producer thing, but
like she makes just one of those recklessly dumb decisions there. Like she's out of the cage. She could happily just help Caitlyn out. Caitlyn's clearly useful. Zoom's out there. She knows she's not useful anymore because now, like, she's already worked all this out, and she's just going to kill her anyway. Of course, Zoom puts her down, and I just thought, well, you died like you lived, foolishly.
Yeah, I don't know. This episode was slow going for me.
A little bit.
Like it started out real slow. Like I didn't even really start
Intentionally.
making notes till about halfway through. But
I wrote down just Barry's eyes at some point because, oh man, when you can see him adjusting, and he's gonna go to the lab. That's how I help people now, or that's how I fight crime now, or something. Man,
yeah,
the look in that cat's eyes, just this vacant look. Justin's good.
he is good.
And also, I asked you this the other day, but I think we settled it maybe. But the question was, has like Barry just been stealing coffee from Jitters the whole time?
Yeah, I remember you asking me that. I assume that either, I liked your suggestion that they just
it's a marketing plan.
It's a marketing plan. They just give the Flash coffee for free. They know he's going to come through every day.
Well, every day he
Throw
comes
it up
through and he
there.
just steals somebody's order of coffee, and then you turn to that person, you're like, "Hey, guess what? It was you today. That was the Flash," and they're all, "Yay!" And then Jitters is out there telling people, "Hey, this is where the Flash gets his coffee."
This is where the Flash gets your coffee.
Right. Come see him if you can.
Right.
You got to imagine the employees just use that as an excuse every now and then. Like something goes missing. Flash.
It was the Flash.
There's like $400 missing out of the safe. Flash. I gotta go to the store.
I like that idea, but I also like the idea that Barry just calls it in, places an order online,
Right.
something like that. But whatever. I don't care.
just made me laugh when I saw it. You just steal their coffee. Oh well.
So there was a question that Bethany had. Essentially, without Vibe using his powers, how the hell is Zoom getting from place to place, from Earth to Earth?
Yeah. I couldn't quite work that out. I remember you brought that up the other day when I was talking about coffee.
I assumed that since Barry could run, when we were talking about this, I worked out that since Barry could run fast enough with that thing on his chest,
Tachyon thing.
to the tachyon emitter, to whatever it was, to go into like Earth 3 or whatever, hang out with Supergirl for a minute. And he was trying to get up to Zoom speed, then Zoom should be able to just run into our universe. But it doesn't make any sense why he couldn't just do that before, after they closed all the breaches.
Yeah. The so-called Cialis footballs should not have made a damn bit of difference then.
Yeah.
Because that's where, like, we thought we had it worked out there when we were talking about, well, with the Tachyon, he's the same C, so he could do it. Then, yeah, that brought up the question of, okay, well, then why wasn't he just doing it before? So we kind of talked ourselves into a corner, if I remember correctly. I haven't been able to find my way out either, if you haven't.
Yeah,
Someone write in and save us.
This been happening
we're a little
lately.
lost.
We're like, this has been happening lately, where we will say we're like, I don't know what that was, and then someone on Twitter will write us and be like, "You're fools. Here's the answer." And we're like, "Oh, we should have seen that."
Oh, guys, as a team, we can figure out what the Flash is doing.
Oh man,
How'd you like Wally's stuff? I think it's the only part of this episode we haven't really covered, but how'd you like Wally's stuff?
what was Wally's stuff? Wanting to thank Barry?
Yeah.
Was that it?
Yeah, that's it. That was his little subplot this time.
It was fine.
Thought it made for a nice speech. Forget who's playing Wally, but he pulled it off.
I mean, I like the fact that the Flash is making such an impression on Wally. It hopefully will turn out really well. hopefully they'll utilize that to I don't know, make Wally the Flash himself at one point. Kid Flash or whatever.
Right.
I really hope they don't call him Kid Flash.
The Flash 2. Other Flash.
They just call him Electric Boogaloo.
Right.
Why? Because he's Flash 2. That's what you call sequels, right?
Right.
That's the joke.
Just call him Quicksilver and tell Marvel to screw themselves.
Yeah, because they don't already have enough Quicksilvers on screen.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I liked Griffin Grey being like, I've taken enough chemistry to know that you've just been diluting that solution for 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
That made me laugh.
It wraps something up for me, though, because, he tells Harry, you're going to fix this for me or I'm going to kill you. Harry finds himself... he just watched this guy twist a piece of iron into a pretzel. He's clearly outgunned right now, and he doesn't have his fancy Nerf gun, so he's going to have to cooperate, it appears. Fine, I can deal with that. No problem. Mm-hmm. But as he's walking off to go fix this, I'm thinking to myself, wait, is he just going to go fix aging? Can Harry just stop death now? A few minutes in a bad lab in a abandoned carnival warehouse, and he's fixed humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it comforted me to find out that there wasn't really an answer, and he was just kind of trying to buy time.
Mm.
Oh, it does get us another particle accelerator explosion, though.
That might be fun.
Yeah. The like I said, the show moved a little slow this week. I enjoyed it. It still kind of wasn't as uppity as it normally is.
It wasn't as uppity as it normally is?
We'll call it uppity. Bouncy.
What does that mean?
I don't really know. Not as lively, I guess, is maybe what I wanted to say.
Oh, lively. I thought you meant stuck up. I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
The show didn't condescend to me nearly as much as it... No, that was a poor word. No,
no, Jesse was pretty bad.
Yeah, it's true. But I thought it was a little slower than the normal Flash episode. Maybe that's a meta joke in general, since Barry doesn't have a speed. Maybe that's what they were doing. Who knows? They are good. They could do it. But it would... Yeah. What have we got in the last few seconds is fine. That's enough to move pretty much any story for me.
Yeah. That was good. I was good with the show, though. I was good with the show this week. Not as good as I normally am, but, it was a necessary chapter in the furtherance of the story.
Yep.
So, I think I felt just as and I think it worked on that level. I felt as bogged down as Barry did not having a speed.
That's what I'm saying. It's these writers are maybe that good. Maybe that was the point.
Maybe. I'm coming to think that and forgive me for any, forgive me. I'm coming to think it's Guggenheim I don't like. I don't know.
Googs, you liar.
And it would make sense because he looks like Lex Luthor from The Dark Knight Strikes Again.
Nice. God, I never did read that one.
Like, you are the villain, aren't you, Googs?
We'll get to you in a minute there, Guggen.
I want to go and jump up into Jeff John's arms and just point an accusing finger over at Googs.
Look what he did.
It was him. I
think John's could catch you too. That dude's pretty hefty. I think that guy spends a pretty good amount of time at the gym. I don't know how he actually reads as many comic books as he does.
I think
be in that
it's
kind
just
of shape.
like him. It's just like Jeff Johns, Zack Snyder, and David Ayer all out at the gym with their tats and their bodybuilding.
No, Capullo's there too.
Capullo's there too. Get out of here, artist. We're writing shit.
You are but a pawn.
But a pawn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Jim Lee's just hanging out, sitting there next to him, drawing Batman on the stair machine.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, you got anything else for Flash?
Nah. Yeah, I think we're good.
You think they'll actually kill anybody off this show?
I'm having trouble deciding. Clearly in that universe they're willing to do that, but
yeah, in the universe.
Flash is... It doesn't really require death. It doesn't need a sacrifice. The show's just fun enough that if it doesn't want to take itself so seriously and kill someone, it's okay. That being said, they killed Eddie last season, so...
That is true. They did kill Eddie. You're right. I forgot about Eddie.
Because he's removed from the timeline.
Yeah, that's exactly
why you
why.
forgot.
Not because it's not because he was an uninteresting character to me in any regard. It was because he was erased from the timeline. That's right.
That's what happened.
But no, time remnants, damn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm supposed to remember him.
Mm-hmm.
Or something. Whatever. Oh, my lord. Guys, that is going to do it for this episode. Thank you very much for listening to DC On Screen. You can find every episode on DCOnScreen.com. Be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever pods be caught, y'all. We are proud members of the Giant Size Team Up Network, GiantSizeTeamUp.com. Check out the other awesome shows on the network, including our sister show, the Marvel Cinematic Universe Podcast, hosted by our friends Matt Carroll and Jeff Randall. Our next episode, we'll be reviewing Arrow 419, Canary Cry. Until then, keep some DC on your screen.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.